Okay, before I go back to some of the economic questions, we have been deluged with questions, both institutional questions and questions from individuals on the current swine flu situation. And I'm going to read two brief questions because I think they both capture the essence of what all these people are asking. One is just from an ordinary citizen who says, Mr. LaRouche, my wife has just received a letter from her employer, Columbia Memorial Hospital in Hudson, New York. It says that all hospital employees must submit to a flu vaccination, and that if they do not, they will not be permitted to work after November 30th, 2009. It says that they are just following orders from the Department of Health, although they do not say whose Department of Health, federal, state, county, city. They also begin vaccination on September 9th, but the swine flu vaccinations are not being sent out until October. So we wonder what they are injecting us with. Should she refuse to take this vaccine? Before I read the next question, let me just, as a point of information, make clear that while it's true that the swine flu vaccine is not going to be available until October, most health departments are, I think, properly instructing people to be vaccinated now with a seasonal flu vaccine to provide them with some protection, and then later on to get swine flu vaccines when they become available. There is a growing movement, particularly among African Americans, saying that they are going to resist the vaccinations because they believe that it's an avenue of genocide. I will say, and I haven't discussed this with Lynn, but I will say as a public health professional that I agree with Department of Health recommendations, that particularly, for instance, in this case, where you're talking about a public health worker, that people who have not been vaccinated should not be permitted to in these fields. And that is just a very basic public health measure. The next question along the same lines has come from 3 different journalists, 2 of them outside the United States, 1 of them from inside the United States, and the one from inside the United States is from a major African American newspaper. And they say, Mr. LaRouche, have you considered the possibility, as many analysts and whistleblowers seem to believe, that the so-called swine flu pandemic could have originated from a private or government lab and could be part of an agenda of population control under the World Health Organization and other global organizations' umbrella, coinciding precisely with the expected financial collapse of middle October?
Well, that's too simplistic. Of course such things are possible. But what do you do in such a case? Is there anything different the way you would do it before or afterward, one way or the other? If the thing is being spread, do you take the antidote? If you don't think the thing is being spread willfully, but it's just occurring, do you take the antidote? So see what's been happening? The public is being played by this kind of thing, to induce into a state of paranoia, saying, should I take it? Is it really they're trying to poison me? Or should I take it? Maybe they're trying to frighten me not into taking it so I will die. What are they trying to do to me? Well, how do you judge a question like that? First of all, you say, wait a minute, buddy, who's they? Who's them? Is it the U.S. government? Well, you should suspect the worst, at least these days. No, don't get into this kind of thing. You have to operate, when you, in this kind of situation, you have to operate on the best option you have. And the assumption, if the disease is out there, and the disease is known to be out there, there's no question about that. That's very clearly established. Then you better find the antidote real quick. And don't fool around about it. Don't worry about it. I think the thing was spread, the rumor was spread that this was done as a synthetic operation. And it's done in order to actually spread the disease. If people don't take the vaccine, what will happen? The disease will spread. And more people will die, including those who refuse to take the vaccine, especially. So that's the kind of question you have. So in a case like this, don't let your paranoia rule. You've got enough paranoia in the presence of the president himself. He's got enough paranoia for all of us. We don't need any more. Forget it.